Welcome to Skill Builder. I'm Robin Clevett. Thanks to all those new subscribers that we've got, and if you're not a subscriber, now's a great time to do that because I'm bringing you another structural woodworking joint. This is following the success of the scarf joint video. If you haven't seen that, maybe watch it after this video. I'm going to make a Tusk Tenon. The Tusk Tenon is a very traditional joint. It goes back hundreds and hundreds of years. And where do you find it? You find it in structural floors, and you trim around chimney breasts, anywhere that you need to cross or create an opening in a structural floor, sometimes even in a roof. So what am I going to do? I'm going to draw a little template for you, and then I'm going to take you through the whole process. It's one of my favorite joints, so keep watching. So I'm going to sketch the joint out on this piece of board here. So this is the timber I'll be using. So this is about the section you'd use in a floor. It's a little bit bigger than a joist. And what we're going to do with this is I'm going to first draw a line straight through the corners like this. Now the reason I do that is, if you can see this section and this section's in tension and this section's in compression, and that's when the joist is in the upright. All of this bit here is just holding it together basically. And this is interesting, but if you can imagine the shape of an RSJ, it's like the timber without all of the actual timber. So what this joint does is, on the neutral axis, which is straight down the middle, we poke a tenon. Now that tenon is 1/6 of the overall height of the timber. Then we put the tusk. Now this is the tusk. It's a stopped housing there, and that's also within the neutral axis. In fact, it's exactly 1/4 of the trimming that you're doing. So here's the joist here. So I'll just sketch it out. It looks something like this. And there, this is the tenon. That is the tusk. And I've always pondered this, but I wonder if you think of an elephant, the trunk, and obviously the tusk is underneath, and this shoulder is running back, and if I just draw in the joist now where it's going to marry, and then the neutral axis, you get the picture now. That's where we're at. So it's a really strong joint, and you don't weaken the timber that it's going into. And then we finally put a hardwood wedge here, which we drive down, and it pulls the joint up and it holds it there for good. So when I'm out on site and I'm doing this joint, I will be doing more than one. I'll probably be doing about 4 or 8, depending on the structural opening that I'm doing. So what do you do nowadays? Obviously, you use a metal proprietary hanger such as this with the solid twist nails. So when you're doing a listed building or restoration work or something you're going to see, this is my joint. So as I'm doing a lot on site, I'll make myself a template. In this case, it's a bit of 9mm MDF. It's absolutely perfect. So I'll mark it up on here once, transfer it to the stock that I'm actually going to use, and I can repeat that process. And I'll keep this now in the garage, mark it up, and that'll be for future use as well. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I've made my template here, and all these proportions are actually really quite important, starting with the tenon. That's straight down the central axis, or the center of the timber, and that is 1/6 of the overall height of the timber. Secondly, the tusk is 1/4 of the overall thickness of the timber. And then the shoulder for this beveled housing is exactly on the line of the tusk. What this actually does is stop the timber from rotating. If you didn't have that there, and you had the tenon running right back to that square shoulder, then the chances are the timber could cup and move. What that does is lock it in and keep it nice and square and true when it's all cramped together. So I'm going to mark it over here like this, transfer my marks round, cut this out. I've also marked with the tenon off the face edge, and so we'll cut the tenon, we'll cut the mortise, and then we'll do the housings for the shoulders. So I'm just going to tidy all this up with my roofing square. It's pretty good. So that's the first part of the joint done. Here you can see the tenon, here you can see the tusk, there's the bevel shoulder. Now I'm going to go and do the mortise and also the housings for this joint.
Okay, so while Robin's sharpening his chisel, I just want to tell you about today's sponsor, who is Skillshare. Now, they've got thousands of online video training courses covering hundreds of subjects, and they're going to help you upskill. I've just started using it and I've already added loads of subjects to my list. How to improve your writing skills, how to master drone photography, how to chop like a chef or make the best cup of coffee. I've also found a course on beating procrastination, which I'll probably get onto next week. Follow our link to get your first 2 months on Skillshare free, and before long you'll be discovering how to create your own home business or how to crowdfund an invention. One thing you won't find on Skillshare is how to create a Tusk Tenon. So we're going to go back to Robin now and see if he's got that chisel sharp enough yet. Who gets excited about things like this?
I do.
You do?
What I've got here is a fantastic marking gauge. It's very sharp, it's ideal for softwoods, and what I'll do with that is I'll measure my shoulder. I can put that inside our mortise. I can run it backwards and forwards. That will give me the exact depth. There we go. And it's hard to see, but I'll try and over mark it with a pencil. But there is what we're going to take out. And the same with this side. There. That's it. So that's both parts of the joint formed. The last thing to do is I'm going to slot it together, and I'm going to mark for my hardwood wedge, which is what cramps it together. So it's a simple operation. I'm going to put the joint together, I'm going to slide it together, dry. And then what we're going to do is we're going to mark with a pencil, nice sharp pencil, where it's coming through. And we'll take it apart. Now, get the square. Now what I want to do is just mark that just inside so it draws it up nice and tight. A few millimeters. So I've got a lovely bit of Iroko here. It's rock solid. We'll make a nice little wedge for that. So I've got a really nice hardwood peg, and that's going to draw it up, so I'm going to use that now. It's going to be knocked from the top to the bottom. So if I just position it and mark my top and shoulder bottom for the mortise. So the mortise is on the angle, obviously the same as the wedge. And then we're going to run that in the middle here. That's what I'm taking out. Same on the other side. And I'll drill that out first of all, get rid of some of the stock. So let's get it together now. We'll put the hardwood wedge in, and that is it, job done. That's it.
That is it.
That's it. This is timber technology from our forefathers. It's something that I really value. I've got plenty of other joints which I want to show you, stuff that I use over my career, and I really enjoy trying new ones as well. So keep checking back for more traditional woodworking joints with Skill Builder. And if you're not a subscriber, now's the time to subscribe. We cover loads and loads of topics, and there's something just for you.